This is the Hobie Venture series in 12'4". This is the biggest one in the Venture line. There is one more right below this in a 10'4", so you're knocking off a couple feet. Both equally stable, both equally fast. Let me give you the specs on this beautiful red bamboo Hobie here. We're looking at 30 inches wide. Yes, 30 inches wide. Narrower than the 31 and 32 inch surf SUPs that I've been talking about a while ago. Now, some of you may go, ooh, that's narrower than a surf SUP, but don't worry, this is much more stable for multiple reasons. I'll get into that. Again, 30 inches wide, 5.4 inches thick by 247 liters. It's a lot of liters, and there's a good reason why. This also weighs 29 pounds, so it's not in the realm of super light board, but it is hitting that awesome sub 30-pound board for something as 12'4". Start with the top. We have a semi-displacement hull nose. Now, when I say semi-displacement, it's not your sharpest nose that digs down in the water all the way down the water level, but this is more of a round, bulbous type nose that's fully rounded all the way and flattens out from the front down to the tail. It does displace water very well. It gives it a lot more float in the nose, and it has a little bit of rocker, which you can surf and also just cut through water again. So on the deck, bamboo. This is not a bamboo laminate that's just here for the pretty picture. This bamboo goes from nose to tail like this and wraps all the way around. Strength, rigidity, and also weight shedding properties. Also for weight reduction around the critical points, basically from the nose all the way down to the tail, from about this red part here all the way around, and all your critical parts underneath your feet has carbon fiber wrap. Yes, carbon fiber, again, for superior strength and weight shedding. So you're usually in about the $2,000 range when you start looking at carbon fiber. So this board, way under $2,000, has carbon fiber and real full bamboo, not just a bamboo laminate to make it look pretty. Also continuing on the deck, we have 6 tie-down leashes, or lashes. So stainless steel, you can throw your straps through there. They're not going to get in the way when you're standing if you decide to surf. This thing as well. But for touring, recreational paddling, you can throw plenty of gear under these 6 lashes. Going back down, we have your awesome Hobie handle. I feel it's very comfortable. It's not too tucked in underneath where you feel like you're really grabbing it. But this is just nice, molded to your hand, 2-way vent, and your stainless steel locking bar, which is such an awesome feature. I wish came standard on every paddleboard. Stainless steel bar that goes all the way across. You can put your lock around through it, tie your cable, put it around your car, and whatnot. Moving on through the tail, if I can get this in the picture here for you. Nope, it's not going to work. I'll try to get it for you later. We have 4 more lash downs in the back and a leash plug. This definitely goes down pretty narrow to a squash tail in the back, and that is if you would like to surf this SUP, it will handle the surf. The deck is fully flat all the way till about here, then the rails start going down. But it's extremely flat here, which gives you that sure footing and stability, as well as it's flat underneath. So let's flip it over and let's give you a little bit of talk on the bottom. Alright guys, here's the bottom of the Hobie Venture 12'4". Not a lot of stuff going on here just because of the simple fact that it is a touring recreational board. There is a subtle V in the middle, but so subtle you barely picks up. Coming through the nose, it is rolled over here, and that's just to help the if you get into the chop and a little bit of that surf action going on where you could get into the surf. You can see here coming up to the Hobie H, definitely flats out. Here in the middle, flat. Little bit of roll here, about a finger width down here, and then that disappears very quickly, going all the way flat. Little bit of a raised V in the middle, but it's more like a slight hump. Going all the way down, starting to get into more of a V as you walk towards the back. And that's going to add to your turning abilities and your rail-to-rail action. Coming all the way in. I'm going to disappear here in the camera. But you're definitely getting more of a rolled V as opposed to concave. It's just more of a slight hump, kind of doing this. Goes all the way down to the fin and is pretty good rolled V all the way down to the tail. Now, with that rolled V from about 3/4 of the way back, from the middle going back, what that's going to do is when you go back to turn, it's going to help you rail to rail to make a quick, either a buoy turn if you're using it in practice, or if you decide to take this out on a little bit of a bump and surf some waves, when you step back over that single fin box, it's just going to activate, and it's just going to make it so much easier for the rest of the front of the board when you're standing on that back just to go rail to rail, set that rail, and just cruise on down the line. So this does have the speed finish on the bottom. Again, it doesn't have that clear shiny going on like what you see here on the sides and on the top, but it is a speed finish which will help you glide through that water a little easier. Single 9-inch fin box. The stock fin on this, again, is a gigantic Hobie old school longboard style fin. That's a great touring fin for cruising around. If you start going downwind or in chop, definitely going to suggest something a little different, maybe a Futures Triangle or a Larry Allison Ninja or Gladiator. I like, real quick side note, I like Larry Allison's fins. They're handmade. Larry Allison's got a kabillion years of fin manufacturing. I don't even want to say manufacturing. He hand makes every single fin. So he's got fin making down to a science. Futures fin, a lot of technology, a lot of research done in theirs fins. I really like their Futures fin, their Futures Triangle series. There's 4 different sizes now. They just came out with a new one. If you want to check those out, I will put a link down below to the Larry Allison fins made by Fiberglass Fins and the Futures fin down below, and you can kind of go from there. So let's flip this back over, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. Okay, Underground, my final thoughts on this Hobie Venture in the 12'4". Great touring, all-around recreational board. Not necessarily for the super beginner, but if you're looking to go from that beginner board to something a little faster and you want to start paddling more distance, this is the perfect step-up board for that. If you are a racer racing in 12.6 or 14-foot class, and you want a training board that you can just throw on the car without damaging your race board that may be carbon fiber, not as durable, this is the perfect alternative with your construction features of the bamboo and the carbon fiber, with the narrowness and the displacement hole and a lot more float. This is a perfect training board. Down below, I'm going to put a link to our Paddle Underground Facebook page. I told you I'd put a link down to Futures Fin Triangles, Larry Allison's handmade fins, and I will also put another link to the Hobie Surf Shop. And there is only 1 or 2 shops here on the Panhandle where you can test out a Hobie. I will put a Facebook link to those surf shops as well. So once again, Underground, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for another few episodes, and we'll see you out in the water.